Ain't nobody laid hands on them handicapped folks yet.
Well, then the question is, where's your faith, Greg Locke? There seems to always be someone who wants to compete for the Mr. or Miss I have more faith than you contest. There are those that want to tell you or impugn you for not having faith because of a myriad of things. Well, Greg Locke seems to be no exception. He gives this little statement, in the middle of a sermon about a lack of faith because of handicapped people. The reason why we've got handicap signs outside of our church or more people in wheelchairs and so forth, these placards, because we don't exercise faith.
Churches in the American culture, you know, one of the largest expenses we have in buildings, the amount of handicap parking and handicap accessibility that we have in our churches. Now, let me make you mad for a minute, and I don't really care.
When a pastor or preacher or someone says, I'm going to make you mad, and I don't care what you think, well, first of all, that's not being a very good pastor, because you should care. Not to mean that you're going to compromise, but you are supposed to care what they think. As a matter of fact, the reason why you're preaching, because you care what they think. Think about the scriptures and so forth. Now, the goal is not to anger people for the sake of angering. Now, if they get angered at the gospel, that's different. But you're trying to be provocative. That's the problem.
Why is it you pull up to a church that says they operate in faith and you have 50 handicap parking spots? Ain't nobody laid hands on them handicapped folks yet. I don't care what Twitter says. You can get mad all you want to. Fold your arms, stick your lips out, pooch them out. I don't care.
Well, the reason why you've got 50 or 10 or however many handicapped parking spaces, for a couple reasons. Number one, it's the law, Greg Locke. You cannot have a public venue and not have accessible parking spaces for those that are handicapped. That's number one. It's the law. Number two, everyone that comes to your church might not be saved. They may not have faith. So what do you do with that person who, as they're walking into the church, they're not saved? They don't have faith. Maybe you do have the ability to heal them. And what do you do then? You make them park at the very back? Well, then you're being unwise and just foolish.
I'm so unafraid of what anybody in this tent thinks about me right now in my life, I could care less. We just expect that people are going to leave church the same way they came to church. We ought to start having some signs out there that don't have, like handicap accessibility, people in a wheelchair. We ought to start having signs of a wheelchair laying down and somebody just walking up. Well, Pastor, I think you're being insensitive. I think you just don't have any faith is what I think.
But here's what we can confirm. At his church, they do have handicap accessible parking spots. Two, there has never been on any of his videos or website or in his ministry any confirmed healings. We don't have anyone that has had a wheelchair and then gotten up out of that wheelchair. We don't have that. And so you're being not just a bit hypocritical, but extremely hypocritical. So the question is, Greg Locke, where is your faith? Again, God is not going to heal every single person. So when the person is not healed, is that their faith? We need to stop impugning people because they're not healed. God has not healed them. We're in a fallen world. And so some things happen. Some people are handicapped because of their own sin. Some are handicapped because of the fall. They're born a certain way. An accident happened through no fault of their own. But we want to turn around and do like Greg Locke and say the reason why you're still handicapped or bound is because of your own lack of faith. Well, Greg Locke, why do you wear glasses? I wear glasses. Why do you wear glasses? Why can't you heal that? It would be easier to even get over this eye issue. You can go to the doctor, get LASIK, maybe get contacts, hide the fact that you're not healed. But you're going to say that that person's lack of faith is worse than your lack of faith? It's the height of hypocrisy. And also, let's just be honest, it's the height of stupidity and ignorance. Learn the scriptures, teach the scriptures. God did not heal everyone in the Bible. Paul did not heal. Peter did not heal. James, John did not heal everyone in the Bible. Are we going to say they don't have any faith? Guys, leave people like this alone until they can at least learn to better handle the scriptures.